Litecoin's rally is over, and if you have any exposure to this crypto project, considering the price will go up because of the Litecoin's halving narrative, I'm here to tell you that most likely the party is over and you can actually sell the local top right now. So let me actually dive deep and explain to you why do I think like that. But before I do, I want to quickly clarify that this is not some FUD type of video to make you sell your coins for some reason that I will personally benefit or something like that, but it's 100% data driven based, and I literally do not care where the Litecoin's price will go, or Bitcoin's price, or Ethereum's price, or any other altcoin's price. Up or down, I manage my risk accordingly and buy when I think it's a good time to buy and sell when I think it's a good time to sell. My number one priority is to not lose money, and I don't get emotional with my investments. So I completely understand that Litecoin's community will absolutely demolish me in the comments, but I'm not here to please anyone's feelings. The market does not move by the sixth sense you have or the fundamentals or anything like that. No one cares about fundamentals during a bear market. The market moves by the data you get, and the data now suggests the local top and downside price action from here. So let me explain why. Litecoin's halving is due on the 2nd of August this year, or less than a month from now. And just like the Bitcoin's halving, it drives a lot of hype and attention throughout the cryptoverse. And the beginning of a bull market is being called left, right and center. However, the reality is completely different. And if you are relatively new to the crypto market, you might very easily fall into this trap and bet the family farm believing that the price will shoot to the moon. So as you can see, Litecoin is trading within this bullish channel for over a year now, and it's constantly putting higher lows and higher highs and holding this trend line as a support since June of 2022. But you know about these trend lines, they hold until they don't. So just because it was holding it for such a long time, this doesn't mean it will never be broken and flip the trend. But I know this doesn't actually mean anything, guessing whether the trend line will be broken or not. So I want to show you something much more interesting that provides actual evidence of Litecoin's trend reversal sooner rather than later, and that is historical data. Now I must say that usually history doesn't exactly repeat itself, but more often than not plays out very similarly, and it could be a very reliable indicator for navigating your portfolio. So over here on the chart, I marked with these vertical white lines the Litecoin halving so far. So the third line actually marks the one that is coming. So if we take a look at the previous two, and again, I'm not making this stuff up, this is literally what is on the chart. This is not what I want or I don't want. I say what I see and not what I want to see. So if we take a closer look at the previous halvings, we can see that the first one happened at the end of August 2015. And if I measure from this low here, since this was actually not the bottom because that's a double bottom and that is a lower low, so if I measure from here all the way up to this local top, we can see that Litecoin did 9x in 3 months and topped out just a couple of weeks before the actual halving. So pretty much buy the rumor, sell the news event. And that's the weekly chart that we are looking, by the way, if you are wondering. I forgot to mention that. So as you can see, Litecoin dropped around 70% after that, and it took almost 2 years to get back to these prices. It was basically trading around 60% lower from this local top during this whole period. So obviously that's not a bull market, nor anything exciting happened after the halving in the near future. So I think that's pretty clear. But moving on to the next halving that took place on the 5th of August 2019, we can clearly see that the same thing happened again. After the halving, the price went down significantly and no bull market has started whatsoever. In fact, measured from this local top here, the price went down around 83%, which is bear market figures. That's not some type of correction or something. That's a massive drop. And if I measure from the halving to the first time the price actually gets to the same level, that's after 500 days, which is almost a year and a half. That's insane. The price was literally 70% down during this whole time on average. That's not bull market, guys. It's clearly not a bull market. I don't know how these people still manage to convince newcomers that the halving marks the beginning of the bull market and the price will continue to go higher. It's just mind-blowing to me. And I don't know if you noticed the pattern here. Litecoin's rally tops out just a couple of weeks before the actual halving on both occasions. The structure looks almost identical. Now I must say that these two halvings played out almost exactly the same way, and that's maybe just a coincidence. But looking at the one that is coming next month, I can clearly see how something very similar is playing out. History doesn't have to repeat itself the exact same way, but often is very close. And from a technical point of view, I can definitely see the signs that the chart is giving me. And to be honest, looking at this major resistance level, it's more likely than not this to be the local top, and now we are heading to the same direction like the previous two halvings. Everything is lining up so far and everything is pointing at a reversal. For me personally, an invalidation would be breaking through this resistance area and consolidating above for a while. As simple as that. But I just cannot see that. That will be just too bullish, and that means we can pretty much see new all-time highs by the end of the year. That's close to impossible in my opinion, considering the overall weakness of the project, because as you can see, it barely put a new all-time high during the last bull run. I don't wanna say it can't go to its previous all-time high, or it will drop back down to its bottom after the halving like it did in the previous bear market, but what I'm saying is that the data, the historical price action, and the macro suggest this to be the local top, and a substantial pullback should be expected. How low, I have no idea. Probably will test this major support here at the very least, and it really depends on the macro how bad things can go. We can definitely go much lower than that, but dropping down to this area will represent more than 50% pullback from this local high. So that's pretty much my opinion on Litecoin's halving. I don't see anything bullish from a technical perspective, nor from a historical perspective. To be completely honest, this hype up happens every cycle, because people are just fed up with the long and painful bear market, and they just want some relief and they want to see some price action in the opposite direction. The bear markets can last quite long, and they can really make you feel that every rally is the beginning of the bull market. Some people on social media do engagement farming with these statements about the halving. Some people think that this time is actually different, others just don't know what they're talking about. It's just a big mess, and like I said, if you are new to crypto, it is very easy to fall for these traps and invest your money at the wrong time, because most people in the space are constantly creating this FOMO atmosphere that makes you feel that the boat will depart without you. So I wanna say it again that I'm not here to spread FUD either. I'm just showing you my perspective, which is based on real data and not 6 cents or Bitcoin ETF approval hype or Gary Gensler stepping down or whatever. Every day there is something that pumps or dumps the price, and you should learn to zoom out and try to look long term. Even if I'm wrong here, I showed you what would be my personal invalidation, so I'm not stubborn that it has to go down for sure. I just think this is the most likely scenario, and there is a good amount of evidence supporting it. I honestly cannot see a single reason why this time would be different, and instead of reversing and making a pretty substantial pullback over the next months, like what happened in the previous 2 times, we will see strong price action and bull market like everybody is calling. It just doesn't make sense whatsoever. I must also say that I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. All I said so far is what I would do in the current situation and what I expect to happen. I'm not telling you to buy, to sell, or to do whatever. And with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and you can watch the one that popped up on the screen next. You can also subscribe to my channel if you think my content is valuable and you don't want to miss any other videos in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.